Hi guys, today's project is a mixed media heart with rose mulling. The first thing I did to prep my heart was I painted the entire project with gesso. I added black paint and licorice from Americana to the gesso to make it dark. Allow the gesso to dry completely. I used a heat gun to speed up the process. In step 2, I added a thin coat of plaster over the dried black gesso. Just make sure you don't cover it completely. I like to leave a little bit of texture in my projects. Before you move on to step 3, please make sure the plaster is completely dry. One tip that I have to make sure my plaster is dry, if it is still cool to the touch, then the plaster is still wet. After my plaster was completely dry, I then added a second coat of the tinted gesso. Please make sure that the tinted gesso is completely dry before you move on to step 4. Step 4. I then use a medium grit sandpaper block to sand back the paint to reveal the plaster. I usually work around the edges on top of the surface, hitting the high points of the project. Step 5. I then take a Scotch-Brite pad and lightly go over the project, sanding the project until it's smooth. Once you have made it smooth, take a cloth and wipe off all the excess dust from the sanding. Step 6. Once your project is completely free of any sanding dust, I then took Folk Art Home Decor wax, watered it down, applied it to my project, and wiped it off gently, leaving an antiqued look. Step 7. Once the antiquing gel is completely dry, I then added a layer of matte collage medium to seal in the surface, prepping it for my painting. Step 8. Once my collage medium was completely dry and my project was ready to paint, I then took a flat brush, did a side load of a dark paint, and went around the edges. Step 9. This is where fun and the imagination came into play. I decided to give myself a little bit of a challenge and freehand a design onto my project. I used a piece of chalk to apply my design onto the project. Step 10. Painting in your project. I used a combination of flat, round, and script liner brushes to get this effect. The color combination is totally up to you. Be creative. Once your painting is completed, you'll have to seal it. I sealed it with a regular sealer with a gloss finish. A gloss finish will help bring out the shine and contrast of your painting. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did creating it. Thank you for stopping by and watching. Bye guys!